Ronda Rousey didn't expect to see herself like this. Then she broke down. The arena buzzed with tension as the underdog fighter stepped into the ring. Sweat dripped down her face, hands trembling just enough to show the weight of what she carried. The crowd's roar faded into a hush as the first bell rang. Across the ring, her opponent sneered, confident this would be an easy win. But as the fight unfolded, something unexpected happened. The fighter moved with fierce determination, every strike carrying years of pain, struggle, and hope. Ronda Rousey sat ringside, watching intently, her eyes never leaving the fighter. With every punch, the story of a shared past, unseen battles, and relentless drive began to unravel in Ronda's expression, until finally, tears welled up. What was it about this fighter that broke through Ronda's tough exterior? What secret did this battle reveal? The answer would change everything, but not before the fighter faced the greatest test of her life. Before stepping into the ring, the fighter was more than just an athlete. She was a story of struggle and resilience. Growing up in a small town, she faced constant doubt. People whispered she was too fragile, too quiet, not cut out for the brutal world of fighting. Her glasses, oversized and slipping down her nose, became a symbol of those doubts. She remembered long nights training alone in a dimly lit gym, the smell of sweat and leather filling the air. The sound of her fists hitting the heavy bag echoed, her determination to prove everyone wrong. But beneath the surface, a battle raged. The weight of expectations pressed down. Every failure felt like a betrayal to herself and those who believed in her. Her coach, a grizzled former fighter, saw something others missed. He pushed her harder, sensing the fire beneath the calm exterior. "You're not just fighting opponents," he said. "You're fighting the story they wrote for you." Early tensions showed in her eyes, a mix of fear, anger, and hope. She knew this fight wasn't just about winning, it was about breaking free from a past that tried to define her. And as the crowd cheered, she felt their doubts as sharply as their voices. But she was ready, this was her moment, and it would come with challenges no one expected. The fight began as expected, a test of strength and skill. But soon, the fighter realized something was off. Her opponent wasn't just tough, he was relentless, targeting a past wound she'd hidden from everyone. With every punch, the pain in her side flared, a sharp reminder of an old injury she'd sworn never to mention. Her coach's confident words echoed in her head, but doubt crept in. Was her body ready for this? Had she pushed too hard during training? As sweat dripped down her face, a shocking betrayal surfaced. The fighter overheard a whispered conversation in the locker room before the match. Her coach had secretly told her opponent about her weakness. The revelation shattered her trust. Everything felt like a trap. Alone in the ring, she faced not just a physical battle, but an emotional one. The crowd's cheers blurred into distant noise as anger and hurt swirled inside her. Despite the pain and betrayal, something deeper ignited. Memories of training through tears, the silent nights of determination, and the people who believed in her gave her strength. She adjusted her stance, protecting her injured side and shifting the fight's momentum. But just as hope surged, another twist came. Her opponent, sensing her resilience, played dirty, delivering a cheap blow that nearly knocked her down. The arena gasped. The fighter's vision blurred, but she refused to fall. In that moment, she made a choice, to fight not just for victory, but to reclaim her story. The pain, the betrayal, the doubt, they fueled her. The battle was no longer about winning the match, it was about winning herself back. The crowd leaned in, sensing the shift. What started as a fight had become something far more personal, a test of spirit against all odds. The arena fell silent as the fighter stood in the center of the ring, every breath heavy with pain and determination. Her body screamed from the blows, but her mind was sharper than ever. The betrayal from her coach and the relentless assault had pushed her to the edge. Now the moment of truth had arrived. Her opponent smirked, sensing victory was near. He moved in, confident that the final blow would break her spirit. But she saw beyond the fight that this was more than physical. It was a battle for her pride, her identity. Suddenly she feinted left, then landed a strike that stunned him. The crowd erupted, but the fighter barely heard it. Her focus was inward, steadying the storm of emotions raging inside. With every hit she delivered, memories flashed. The nights she trained alone, the sacrifices made, the whispers doubting her. Then came the unexpected. Her opponent's arrogance turned to desperation. He lunged wildly, leaving an opening. The fighter seized it, delivering a crushing blow that sent him staggering backwards. The shock on his face was unmistakable. He hadn't expected her to fight with such fury. But the climax was not over. Just as she prepared to finish, the coach who betrayed her appeared at ringside, shouting for her to quit. For a split second, doubt flickered. Was it worth it? Was this fight truly hers to win? Her eyes locked on the crowd, then on herself in a flash of realization. This wasn't about anyone else's voice, it was about her own will. She turned back to the opponent and unleashed a final strike, swift, precise, and full of everything she had endured. The opponent collapsed. The arena exploded in cheers, but the fighter's victory was quiet, powerful, and deeply personal. She had reclaimed more than the fight, she had reclaimed herself. The crowd's roar faded as the fighter stood alone in the ring, sweat mixing with tears. The fight was over, but the battle within her was far from finished. Her victory was more than physical. It was a break from the past that had weighed her down. The betrayal, the doubt, the pain, all carved into her spirit but no longer defining her. She looked at the empty corner where her coach once stood, a mix of anger and relief settling in her chest. She knew the road ahead would be harder without guidance, but for the first time, she trusted her own strength. Outside the arena, shadows lengthened, echoing the uncertain future. Would she rise again, stronger and unbreakable? Or would the scars quietly pull her back? The answer lingered like the fading echo of the bell, a question only time could reveal. As she walked away, her gaze fixed forward, the weight of her journey, evident in every step. A quiet resolve settled in her eyes, an unspoken promise that this was only the beginning. The fighter vanished into the night, leaving behind a ring that witnessed more than a fight. It held the story of a woman who refused to be broken.